Chapter 11 of A Different Cowboy by Joe Jones. As Tessa mourns the loss of her children being taken away from her again, she sees a new plantation owner, Master Smith's brother, riding his horse near her as she works in the field. She thinks for a moment of how to get her children back and then comes up with a plan. She looks over to him and smiles. Then she waves and gets back to work. This intrigues his curiosity and he comes over to her. "You waving at me, girl?" She giggles and keeps working with her back to him. "I'm talking to you. You need something or what?" "Yeah, I need something, massa." "Well, what is it?" She turns around to him and walks up as he sits on his horse. She talks to him in a seductive voice by saying, "Well, massa, it's just been a really long time since I felt a man's touch." She runs her hand up his leg with a seductive look in her eyes. He grins. "Is that so?" "Mm-hmm. And I was just wondering if you could help me out with that." "Oh, yes. I can help you out with that." He looks around. "Here, get on the back of my horse," he says as he reaches out his hand to her. "Oh, no, not right now, master. I want to spend the day working very hard for you to make you happy. Then I'll work real hard to please you tonight. Come get me tonight." The master shakes his head and retracts his hand. He looks around and says, "Okay, well, I'll be by your cottage when it gets dark." "Thank you," she says with a smile as he rides off further into the field. Sure enough, later that night, as soon as night falls, he comes through her cottage door. "Come on, girl. We've got work to do." They make it to the plantation house after a short ride on his horse through the darkness. As they walk up to the door, he has his hand around her arm. She looks up at the sky and says a prayer. He walks her into the living room and starts aggressively grabbing her and trying to rip off her dress, kissing her neck. "Whoa, easy, master, easy. I've always had men be very aggressive with me before. For once, I was hoping maybe you could just take your time with me. I've always wanted to know what it was like to just make love and be romantic." He rubs his scraggly beard and looks around the room. "Romance, huh? You want to be romantic and make love?" "I do." She looks over and sees a full bottle of whiskey. "How about we start out with a drink? You seem a little tense. I know watching us work hard all day can be a very stressful, tiring job," she says as she runs her fingers down his chest. "Damn, woman, I just bought that bottle yesterday. I haven't even had the chance to open it yet. That's some of Georgia's finest whiskey right there." "I want some, and I know you want a drink too," she says as she puts the tip of his finger in her mouth. He grins, revealing his brown teeth. He takes the top of the whiskey off and takes a swig. "Here, drink." She takes a drink and looks over at the fireplace. "Master, can you light a fire? I've always wanted to make love by the fireplace." "A fire? It's not even that damn cold outside." "Please?" "Oh, all right. But only because my brother has talked very highly of you. Said you're one of the best he's ever had. And I can't wait to find out for myself." She closes her eyes and grins at him. But inside, she's so disgusted by hearing this. Everything inside her wants to scream and run out of this situation. But she knows she must go through with her plan a little longer. He gets a fire blazing and takes another swig of whiskey. Standing there, he begins to take off his suspenders and unbuttons his pants. "Lay me down, master, right here close to the fire." He comes to Tessa and begins to kiss her again. He lays her down on the floor next to the fire like she had asked. She lets out a fake moan as he begins to kiss on her breast. Wait, wait, can I have one more drink? She asks. One more and you're done. Let's get this over with, damn it. He grabs a bottle and hands it to her while still on top of her. She slightly leans up and gets a giant swig, as much as her mouth can hold. He sees this and says, I didn't say that much, bitch. I said a drink. Still holding the whiskey in her cheeks, she glances over at the fire and then back at him. She sees the anger in his eyes and knows it's time to do what she had planned all along. So she spews the whiskey all over his face and shirt. What the hell? He screams. Then she takes the bottle, which is still in her right hand, and shatters it over his head, causing even more whiskey to cover his whole body. He falls onto her. She pushes his body off and shoves him into the fire. He ignites immediately in the flames. She gets up and fixes her dress, but as she's about to run out of the door to escape, he comes out of the fire, leaping to his feet, screaming as he burns. She turns around in fear and sees him look at her. He screams and begins to charge her from across the room, blazing. Within a split second, she sees an old wooden chair beside her and picks it up and crashes it right against his face as he reaches her. He falls to the ground unconscious, and she walks out of the house and leaves him and the plantation to burn to the ground. She runs through the night, hearing screams in the distance from the other white folks who worked on the plantation. She knew they were coming for her. Luckily, she had grabbed his gun belt on the way out, and the belt had a few bullets in it along with a fully loaded revolver ready to fire. She looks into the direction of the Smith plantation with the moonlight on her face and says, I'm coming to get my children. 2 days pass and night falls once again. Johnny rides through the dark woods, knowing he's getting close to the Williams plantation. He hears a stick break from somewhere up ahead in the darkness. Then he hears something else move in the night. He grabs his rifle and stops the wagon. He looks around, but it's so pitch black outside he can only see 5 to 6 feet in front of him with the burning lamp. He thinks it may be a bear or a wolf, so he fires a shot into the woods to scare it away. He's met with a gun flash from the dark that almost kills him as a bullet zips right through the wagon by his head. He ducks down and fires again. Another round is returned. Shit, he thinks to himself. A gunfight in the dark woods. Great. He shoots 3 more times in the direction where the gunshots came from. He hears nothing more, so he grabs his lamp and gets out of his wagon. As soon as he approaches the tree, he sees a shiny metal of a revolver reflecting the light of the lamp. He gets about 5 feet away from the tree and stops. He holds his rifle up and says, All right now, partner, come out with your hands up. The person behind the tree drops the pistol and the pine leaves. He begins to cautiously approach the tree. He shines the lamp up to see who's hiding, and when he does, they both see each other's faces. Their eyes both get big in disbelief. Tessa? Johnny? Oh my God! They embrace and she falls into him and starts weeping uncontrollably. He picks her chin up and they make eye contact. They smile into each other's eyes and share a passionate kiss, like they had never done before. As they're kissing, time stops. All the danger flees from around them. The darkness turns into sunshine on her shoulders. The eerie, thick woods turn into wide open pastures where the Mustang roam wild and free. She's home again, back in his arms. Oh, Tessa, darling, I have missed you so much. I love you. I have been praying for you every day, my love. I have come a long, long way to find you, my dear. You're safe now. I'm here. It's okay. He holds her in his arms. I love you too, Johnny. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. No, Tessa, there's no need to be sorry. This is all my fault, honey. I'm the one who's sorry. I should have never chose drinking over you and my family. As he says this, he realizes Tessa is no longer pregnant. Tessa, our baby, it was born? Yes, Johnny, a couple weeks ago. You're the father of two. Two? Oh my gosh. Where are they? And you're not at the plantation. Did you escape or something? She tells him everything that happened and how Master Smith took her first two children back again, and Johnny and Tessa's new children. Tessa then looks back at the wagon about 15 feet back in the darkness and smiles and asks, Where's Sam? I know he's with you. Together we're gonna go get our children. He doesn't stand a chance against us. She looks into Johnny's eyes and sees hurt. Her smile begins to fade. Johnny, what's wrong? I'm sorry, Tess. Sam didn't make it. You mean he didn't make the trip is all, right? He's okay though, right? No, Tess. He didn't make it. Shocked by this, she asked, How's Lupe taking this? I mean, now she's got to raise their child all on her own. Johnny looks down and then back up at her. They're all gone, Tess. She asks what happened as she weeps into his chest, but he refuses to tell her the truth. He doesn't want her to feel guilty since the cowboy she was with is the one who shot Lupe. So he tells her a lie and says they had all gotten tuberculosis. I mean, are you okay? That was your best friend, Johnny. Johnny's eyes fill with tears, but he forces a smile and says, I'm okay. They're in a better place now. She picks up the lamp from the ground and holds it up to see Johnny better. She sees a bloody cloth wrapped around his arm. Johnny, what is this? It's okay, Tess. It's just a flesh wound. I met some great people who fixed me up. Johnny, they're looking for me. That plantation burned to the ground. They'll kill us both if they find me. Look, Tessa, that's a chance I'm more than willing to take. I'm not leaving your side again. We're gonna get our children back, together. Johnny, since I've been out here, I've had to do things, bad things, just to survive, things I haven't told you about. Johnny puts his finger over her lips. Shh, listen to me, darling. Nothing that you did out here, or even back in Texas for that matter with that other cowboy, nothing's ever going to change the way I feel for you. The way it is now is the way it was then. My love for you never died, not once. Mine either, Johnny. I love you so much. He leans down and whispers in her ear, I'll always be hopelessly yours. There's no way I could ever let you go, even if I wanted to. After saying this, he kisses her slowly again. As they're kissing, thunder rolls in the sky, and it begins to rain on them. They look at each other and laugh. He takes his cowboy hat off and puts it on her head. Let's get to the wagon. I guess we'll rescue the children first thing in the morning. As they're walking to the wagon, he asks, Why did you stop shooting at me? I see you still have bullets in the gun belt. Oh, the gun jammed. You never taught me what to do in that case, Johnny, so I just prayed and waited for my fate. He helps her up into the wagon and climbs in after. Her clothes are soaked and so are his. Here, I have some extra clothes you can put on. Take those off before you get sick. He turns to grab some other clothes. He looks through the flaps of the wagon where the horses are as the rain pours on them. Sorry, fellas. He turns around to see Tessa has removed her shirt, revealing her delicate body to him once again. He looks up at her with the clothes in his hand. Lightning flashes in her eyes, and she says, "Come here, Johnny." Johnny moves closer to her, and she unbuttons his wet shirt. She feels his muscular, hairy chest and takes a deep breath. The attraction from one another is undeniable. And even though it had been so long since they were last together, they give in. As a heavy rain pounds on top of the wagon outside and thunder crashes, they make love like it was the first time.